Hello, this is day 3 in quarantine, and I'm starting to hear noises outside. I don't know, I'm having an inner struggle. Oh my goodness, someone's going through the woods. Why you gotta be unfair? Corona everywhere. Just want to give some of my thoughts on this whole coronavirus thing. I haven't actually prepared anything, so I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm just going to let my heart flow through and talk. My thoughts on this is that I feel like as a human race, we've seen things like this before, dating back through time, like the Spanish flu. Remember when Ebola came up? And then also the flu that we have, that's just a common, not the common cold, but it's like the common cold. But, you know, it has a similar mortality rate to that of the coronavirus. I really do appreciate all the steps that our government is taking to make sure that we stay safe and that we don't spread it to others. But I do think it can get a little overwhelming. It kind of reminds me of some of the shows that I watch, like Containment or Outbreak, or even The Walking Dead. Like, I remember season 1 of The Walking Dead when the shelves were empty and then no one was on the streets anymore. Like, it really reminds me of that. It's kind of scary. I'm getting these apocalyptic vibes. I'm not gonna disclose where I work just for safety reasons, but even my job has closed down for 2 weeks, maybe even more. In our state, the government has signed an executive order where we'll be staying home for 2 weeks at least. So, and also all of our movie theaters, restaurants, bars, everything has been shut down and closed. So it's just crazy to me that this is actually happening. I remember when it first started happening, I guess we as in some of my friends and family, I made jokes about it, but to see it happening and unfolding in real life is another thing. So I also think it's one of those things where we're being told to do things that people should have already been doing. For example, washing your hands, covering your sneezes or your coughs. Like, there's a lot of things that people are not starting to take serious that they should have been taken serious a long time ago. I don't know. It's just one of those things where you have to think, how did we get here? You know what I mean? I feel like one day we were fine, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you know. And don't get me wrong, I do know that that's how these things spread. One day there's like 1 case, and then the next day there may be like 20. So I understand that. Oh, what is my hoop doing? Be good, hoop, be good. Okay. But I do understand that that's how things happen, but sometimes it's just weird to see. And then I've seen like theories online that it was like man-made and it was released on purpose as a war purpose. I'm one of those people who will read those like weird alternate theories about things. So I've been seeing some of those. I don't know. And it's just like, it was kind of funny, not funny, because it's not funny that people, you know, catch a virus and die, but in terms of like how people behave, their behavior was funny. Like stocking up on toilet paper, like taking all this toilet paper. And I'm like, what's ironic to me about all of this is that I love how all the toilet paper is being taken, but why is the vitamin C aisle, the medicine aisle, all that whole aisle is still full to the brim? You would think that people would take more precaution with that and take that as opposed to toilet tissue. I understand we all have to wipe our butts. I wanted to say ass, but I understand that we all have to wipe. It's a necessity. We also have to take into consideration that I'm always the person that's thinking, let's be proactive as opposed to reactive. Maybe take some vitamins, emergency medicine, so that you can live to use the toilet paper. I don't know, it just seems like sometimes people are backwards to me. Also, I feel like people are buying in bulk, and it's like taking away from the people who really need it and also who can't afford to buy in bulk. Have you ever thought about it? Like, sometimes elderly people are living off of a pension. They're living off of a set amount of money each month of retirement. And what if they only have a certain amount of income to get for things like toiletries, and you're just sitting there buying it all up, and then when they finally get their check or the money that they receive for the month, They can't buy anything because all the young, healthy people have been taking everything off of the show. So by the time they get there, there's nothing left for them. I've seen so many, and don't get me wrong, I know social media has a way of blowing things out of proportion and making things seem worse than they are, and everything can be skewed to make it look one way. But I've been seeing so many videos and photos of elderly in empty aisles, and it's like they need something and they can't get it because all of these people have just taken it away, and it's like, it's kind of sad to watch. And also with I just feel like, you know, this gets serious because America is really serious about their sports. When all the sports stuff has been closing down, that's when you're like, oh, okay, America's serious. And I understand that there are more serious things out there than sports, but what else? This is honestly just a rant about my thoughts on the whole thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited to be home for 2 weeks doing nothing. That's pretty exciting, but it's just crazy to think about everything. So, what else? Oh, I want to talk about travel. I don't think I'll ever see prices this cheap again for travel in my entire lifetime. I went on Expedia and I found a trip for 2 adults, round trip, hotel, and flight included, for $500 a person to the Bahamas. I mean, shooketh. Let me tell you, prices will never be this cheap again. And I know it's because of our pandemic that's going on. It has been declared a pandemic, if you do not know. But I'm just like, whoa, I would love to take advantage of those prices. But then I have to stop myself and think, it's not just about you, Kennedy. Because everyone, I believe they said under the age of 50, like, and I'm just guessing here. I think I read several articles, but I don't quite remember what it said. But I believe it's either 50 or 60. One of those. Everyone under that age, we're fine, most likely. They said the symptoms that we're going to get is basically going to be like a common cold. Like we may have a runny nose, fever, but our immune system will get us through it. Most people who die are going to be elderly people. It's the people who are more vulnerable, who are more susceptible to getting it, and also their immune system is not as healthy and as young and fresh to fight it off. So in my selfish mind, I want to go and I want to travel, but it's not even about me. I know, I mean, like 90% of my mind from what I've been reading, it sounds like I will be someone like me, even if I travel and I'm exposed, I'll be fine. But it's more so you being a carrier, a vector of it. So you could come back, live your life, be fine, but then what if you have a grandparent? You go to see your grandparent and you are a carrier of it, and then you give it to your poor elderly grandparent, and then their immune system can't fight it off. So it's more than just you being okay. Because at first I was kind of thinking about it in a selfish way. I was like, oh, I'll be fine. My immune system has me. But it's like, it's more than just me. I don't want to pass it on to someone who might not be able to get out of it or get through it. So I had to think about that. But when I tell you those prices were tempting, I wanted to go. I wanted to travel. And I have friends who booked flights and stuff already to go out of the country. Like I know some people who are already outside the country because they're still in college and they're on spring break and they still went. Like there are people just still traveling like nothing's happening. And like I said, they can do it because they're young and they're fresh and their immune system will probably be all right. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm having an inner struggle. But enough of my ranting. The conclusion is I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere. I don't think I'm gonna expose. I should make a more Corona song. Corona, why you exposing the world? Corona, why you gotta take me here? Corona, why you gotta take it there? Corona, why you gotta be unfair? Why you gotta be unfair? Why you gotta be unfair? Corona everywhere. Why you gotta be unfair? Why you gotta be unfair? But yeah,